What's the formula?
What's the formula?
What is the formula?
What is the formula?
What's the formula?
You gotta tell me, what is the formula?
Here's a stat that I'm sure most of you may not be aware of, but we've heard a little bit about. But the second leading death amongst 17 to 24-year-olds is suicide. The leading cause of death is just accidents. That can happen to anybody. But the second leading cause of death between 17 and 24-year-olds is suicide. Third is homicide. So think of how much this has grown over the years, and this is coming straight from a Harvard study, not something that I came up with. Go out there and Google it. You'll see that this is an epidemic that's impacting our teens in middle school, high school, and college. You all have seen a lot of these news programs saying, oh, there's another shooting, there's another suicide. We hear about it. But right now, we kind of have our heads in the sand trying to ignore it. Nobody wants to hear the fact that your child has a better chance of committing suicide than completing college.
Like Mr. What's the Formula said, suicide is the #2 cause of death, unfortunately, between the ages of 17 and 24. Homicide is double that at #1, and homicide is #3. So what that's telling me is that suicide is totally controllable. So we can definitely lower that number by a lot by just dissecting what's going on in the minds of our young teens. And how do we do that at What's the Formula? We start our formula off by helping the teens unlearn all the negative programming in this death and suicide and drug culture that is being perpetuated by mainly the music, 2, these violent video games, and 3, everything that's being shown to them on social media. All right, so we start off by discussing their mindset and understanding what their belief system is first and foremost. Understanding and asking them questions about how they view money, how they view themselves, how they view the world in all, right? So we have to understand their mindset before we can help to improve their mindset, before we can help to improve their confidence. All right. And once we help them to unlearn, then we go on into deeper subjects such as learning different topics that aren't necessarily taught in mainstream life and that's not being talked about in the media and that's not really being shared pretty much at all to the masses. I know when I was in college, I went to a top 50 business school, and it was a lot of things about business that I graduated from college not even learning. Your teens will come into this academy, first of all, unlearning the negative connotations that they have about themselves and the world around them. Secondly, they will be learning the basics and the fundamentals of different topics such as finance, artificial intelligence, and different other subjects that aren't even being taught in college. And last but not least, once we've helped them to unlearn the negative programming, we've taught them the basics and the fundamentals of the topics and the subjects that are necessary to be successful entrepreneurs in this world. Then we teach them to teach other people, because we all know that you really don't learn anything unless you can truly teach somebody else what you've learned.
Great. And that's the core reason why we created the WTF. So me as a father of 5, 4 boys and one beautiful princess, several of my children have thought about suicide. And me as a parent, like, what? You have everything, you don't want for anything. Why would you ever consider taking your life? But that was happening with my namesake, with my junior. And I thought, man, what's the formula? Why is this popping up? Why is this the easy way out of doing things? Why is this a norm amongst those 17 to 24-year-olds? So I had to take a step back as a parent and as a leader and understand what's going on in the psyche to even allow you to think that this is a way to go. So the unlearning, as Dimitri stated, is a lot of these things they don't value themselves as much as we think they value themselves. You know, this generation, you hear adults say, oh, the children they feel entitled. They feel like they deserve it. And we love that. We want them to feel entitled. We want them to feel entitled to life, because if they take their life, there's no coming back from that. So we want that entitlement to go down in everything that they do, that you're entitled to live a wonderful life. You're entitled to have abundance as your birthright. So this is some of the principles and some of the things that we teach our mentees over here. And Coach Dimitri is taking the lead on all of that. He's definitely the coach that's working with the young people. I'm just the pretty face of the company, but you know, we're definitely working together. But he has the insight on the young people more than I do. And from the results that have been given and some of the testimonials, you'll see that the confidence is raising, that they're starting to believe in themselves. And suicide is no longer even a thought after they come through the WTF program. And think about this as high school officials and parents. We touch suicide a little at high school. Most families don't touch it at all at home, but they don't even look at it. So these are some of the things that we build their belief system, and we show them that you are worthy, you are entitled, and you should feel that way. It's not a bad thing to feel entitled, to feel like you deserve greatness. And these are some of the things that goes into the formulas that we're teaching them, is about this belief system. But again, as Coach Dimitri stated, they have to unlearn some things, because what we've taught them, what life has taught them, what experiences have taught them, what social media and this death culture and this dark culture that they have in their areas all around them everywhere they go, we remove a lot of that when they come into the academy. And I really wanted to touch on that, teaching others. So when we get young people into our program, the impact that we have on them is going to impact their entire family. It's going to impact their entire generation, because now they're going to be excited to tell their parents. They're going to be excited to tell their friends, hey, I have the formula. I have a success formula that I'm being taught. And look at what I've done. Grades go up, video games go down, and just that overall confidence comes up. And we have some testimonials that'll tell you this straight from the young people's mouths, that by being a part of this community and being a part of this program gives them that vigor, that life, that regular life may not have been given to them. Parents may not have been given to them, because a lot of parents bully their kids, and even the school systems bully the kids to make them have to do something that they don't necessarily want to do. That's still a form of bullying. And we call it, well, this is the traditional way. This is the outdated system that we have in a lot of these schools. And it's no knock on the teachers, because they're doing the best with what they have. And I was once an instructor, so I get it, and I understand some of the dynamics that the teachers are facing, because the teachers are starting to change careers. They don't want to deal with it. Like, some of these children are just causing so many pains. I mean, teachers are being threatened by 13 and 14-year-olds. You're an adult, and you're in fear of a 13 or 14-year-old, because if they're quick to kill themselves, the third leading cause is homicide. They'll also kill someone else in the process. We've seen most of the gunnings that have happened at colleges and high schools. It normally ends up with the gunner taking his own life after they take others' lives. So the whole point of the WTF is to teach them the formula to be successful. And we have multiple formulas, and Coach Dimitri is doing a great job with these young men with getting them over the hurdles and over the humps that they may have been facing their entire lives. They've been afraid to talk to their parents. They're embarrassed to talk to their peers, because it may make them sound. Maybe they are talking to their peers, and their peers are saying the same thing, which is still not helping. So this program right here is definitely going to help with all of these rates, not just suicide, but homicide, crime rates, prison rates, graduation rates. Some of our mentees, their grades, they're on the AB honor roll because of this program and the formulas that we're teaching.
I just want to thank everybody and the WTF community for encouraging me to get in the gym, get this digital product done. Really helped me bring my grades up. You know, I used to be an ABC student. Man, I'm an AB honor roll student, man.
Throughout this mentorship, I've been here roughly 6 months or so. And before those 6 months, I was too scared to compete. I was lacking the mental focus and strength to do so. But throughout going to this membership and going to these weekly meetings and just talking with the mentors and everything like that, I was able to compete, and I did break 6 different records. And currently, in 2 weeks, I'm going for 4 more.
This group and this program has really just changed a lot of those things. This has broken a lot of fears for me, and it's also helped me accomplish a lot of my goals. I'm recording my own music. I can call myself a recording artist right now.
So parents, as you've seen on the testimonials, we have mentees in our program who have built their confidence to the point where they didn't even think that they could record a song. But guess what? Since they've been in this mentorship, they've actually booked studio time and recorded their first track. To take it even further, we've had teens who weren't even into physical fitness before, and they've gone through their journey of doing their research on themselves and figuring out how their body works, looking within themselves and figuring out what they needed to do to get in physical shape to be able to run track successfully. And that in turn lowered their desire to play video games, because guess what? They tapped into their own mindset. They tapped into their own body. They tapped into their own spirit and got the results. They don't need to search for fulfillment in an external virtual reality video game. We live in a reality where they can manipulate it themselves. And in the WTF Academy, they've learned how to manipulate their own life and their own reality to get the results that they desire. And in turn, that can help to create generational wealth for not only this generation, but further generations down the line. And guess what, parents? I know you all want to retire someday. And guess what? Some of you all, the fact is, won't be able to retire if you don't have any assistance. Your child being in this WTF Academy, they will learn the formula of business, of entrepreneurship. And guess what? They have a lot more energy and a lot more drive than the later generations do because they're younger. It's not because you all aren't capable. You all have a lot of stuff going on as it is. Build up your kids, build up your children to the point where you all can team up together and build a family business. We're teaching your children something that they can teach you, the skills and tool sets and the mindsets that we're teaching them. You all have the resources. Your kids have the time and the energy. Combine those two, and what's going to blossom from that is beautiful. So bring your kids to us, and I guarantee you won't be sorry.
Awesome. And just to piggyback on what Coach Dimitri stated, again, I'm a parent of 5, and my youngest is 15 right now, and he's part of the program. But wouldn't you rather your children not play video games all night, all day long, and just live in that virtual reality? And we're not anti-video games. It's fun. I've played video games before too. You can have a lot of fun doing it. But adjusting that mindset and that belief system will help them and show them that you don't have to hide in virtual reality, because a lot of them, they hide behind these video games and behind these screens. So the same screens and video games and things, we teach them how to monetize this. We teach them how to become entrepreneurs, because it's a different mindset that comes with that. And some of them may not want to go to college. Some of them may not want to go to the military. That doesn't mean that they're the forgotten. That just means that they need to be a part of this WTF program and get the help, the additional help. Parents, we've been trying to do it their whole lives. We've done the best we could to gear them and steer them in the right direction. And some have jumped on board. Some are saying, no, I want to do this differently. Here at the WTF, we're teaching them non-traditional ways to become entrepreneurs, to become successful, to become happy in their own skin, because they're miracles. They're walking miracles, daily walking miracles right now. And a lot of them don't know that because they're looking at their skill set. It may not be as good as their brothers or sisters, one of their peers. They may feel as if I don't have much to offer. We guarantee when they get in the WTF program, they will definitely know that they have plenty to offer. And we're going to teach them the skills and the mindset to get them to over that hump, over that hurdle of non-belief to where they're a believer. And now this generational curse that they've been faced with, that you parents have been worried about with this next generation. Oh, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Now this next generation is going to take your entire family legacy to another level, because we're teaching them the formulas on how to be successful. So look at it this way. How great would it be after your teenager goes through this program and they're teaching you, the parent, how to be successful? Come on now. What parent doesn't want that? And that's what you get when your child is part of this community. And again, I want to harp on community. Like-minded individuals, as Dimitri stated, like-minded individuals. Right now, their community, their circle may not be exactly what you want. It may not be the best for them. Now they come into a community where everybody's thinking the same. Everybody's thinking about how to be successful. And we're going to teach them the formulas that they need in order to be successful and to relieve some of that stress. Because the worst thing that could ever happen is for you to get that phone call stating that something happened to your young man, your young lady, or any of your children. We all dread that. And we don't want that to happen to anybody else, especially those that get involved with this program. So with all the stats, with everything being stated, are you willing to accept the fact that another child under your watch, under your leadership of your school, could potentially take their life today? They could potentially go out and kill someone today. And you're okay with that? Of course you're not. So get involved with the WTF, because we're definitely not okay with that. And the whole mission of this program is to bring down those rates amongst our teens. So get involved with the WTF. Follow us on social media. Reach out to us. Contact information is within this video. Even if you don't want to get involved, at least check us out and see what's going on, and share this with other people that may have teens, that may have other programs where they need help. They need help from outside, because we have the formulas over here at the WTF.
So parents, this is an opportunity that has never been present in the past. I know when you were teens, if you had an opportunity like this to be able to improve your mindset and to learn things that you weren't taught in school or by your parents, and then have the opportunity to teach somebody else how to do better than what you did, I know you would definitely take it, because it's a win-win-win for everybody. Remember, we are leaving this world to the next generation, and it's our duty to leave it better than what we inherited as. So this is your opportunity to leave this world a better place for your children and their children by putting them into a program, into a mentoring academy of like-minded teenagers that they can build with and learn from, to then be able to leave your family tree, leave your family legacy better than what you gave it to them. All right, so go ahead and give us a contact, give us a message, a DM on social media. We'll be more than happy to give you more information if you so desire. But we look forward to the next batch of teenagers coming in. We look forward to growing this academy bigger than what we even dreamed it could be. All right, so
Yes.
look forward to see you in the inside of the inner circle.